trending properly in Niger State, with communities there feeling shock, feeling anger and fear at the news of another brutal mass killing of scores of people on Saturday after armed terrorists attacked the Kasuwan Daji market in the Borgu local government area. Now, in a statement, Niger State Police spokesperson Waziu Abiodun revealed that terrorists swarmed the market, set it on fire, shot at random, and abducted an unspecified number of people. Now, he also revealed that a security team has visited the scene and that they're working on rescuing kidnapped victims. And that being said, it's still concerning that it's now not so clear how many people were abducted. Questions have also been raised about how the attack itself took place at 4:30 p.m., yet the police stated that they only received information about it 5 hours later, which was 9 on the same day. But quickly after that, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in a Sunday post on his X profile, announced that he's calling in all the big guns on this attack, directing the Minister of Defense, Chief of Defense, service chiefs, and more to hunt the terrorists down and bring them to justice. So he stated in part, as you see on your tweet, on your screen, that these terrorists have tested the resolve of our country and its people. They must face the full consequences of their criminal actions, no matter who they are or their intent. They must be hunted down. He added that anyone who aids, abets, or enables them will be brought to justice. We must stand together as one and confront these monsters in unison. We must defeat and deny them any sanctuary, and we must reclaim peace for these communities. And then he added, may their souls rest in peace. So we saw some strong words from the president here, but a lot of people on social media have pointed out the fact that the president is not in Nigeria at the moment. Earlier on Sunday, he posted a photo on his X profile with the president of Rwanda, Paul Kagame, with some saying that, while discussions on world affairs are necessary, the country is clearly facing some serious challenges that require all hands on deck. And I think we have that photo of the two of them together, which had a little bit of controversy. Some people were saying that it was AI generated, but Bayo Onanuga recently debunked that and saying that they just essentially retouched a picture that was taken with their phones. So, Dr. Abati, I'll come to you on this just to analyze the state of, terrorism in Niger State. The president isn't in the country, but he's put out a statement that he stands with the people.
Okay, first, the president's statement, there's a familiar ring to it. The same thing we hear all the time. The president says, people have been kidnapped, there's been violence in some part of the country, and then he gives the security chiefs their marching orders. The truth of the matter is that the challenge is still very real. But what I find in the incident in the Niger State is that the report that I read said these were persons, terrorists fleeing from the Sokoto axis, who now went to Niger State to cause havoc in Kasuwan Daji and also in two other villages, Chukama and Shanga. And that they operated for hours on end, and the security agencies were not anywhere to be found to come and help the people. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, about 40 persons were killed in the 3 communities, and women and children, were abducted and in a helpless situation. Now, one, the battle has not ended with terrorists, with bandits. But the curious thing there is that if it is indeed true that those persons who caused havoc in Niger State were fleeing from Sokoto towards Niger. Now, how come they were not intercepted? Yeah. If the security agencies were up and doing, I think it's foreseeable that with that attack on the Sokoto axis by the United States, looking for terrorists in Nigeria, that the people will naturally, run away to other parts of the country. Now, we didn't have any containment strategy. We didn't have any mechanism to make sure that, those terrorists do not become a threat in other parts of Nigeria. Those are relevant questions in my view. Now, the other thing to realize is that Niger State probably has large landmass, ungoverned spaces, and a lot of ungoverned spaces, would make itself will be readily available for this kind of havoc. And it is interesting that at this very time is when the Niger State government has now said schools that were shut after the attack on the Papiri students, St. Mary's Catholic primary school and secondary school, you know, now the state has said, oh, all the schools that were shut down should be reopened. And then you have the same incident again in Niger State. So what all of this calls for is greater vigilance, continued vigilance. So without the president even giving much orders to the security agencies, I mean, this should just be their work, to continue to make this country safe for us. As for the photograph, yeah, I was wondering, grok or what, and all of that. But the thing to say about that is, okay, Mr. Ononuga says they needed to, the photographer needed to upgrade the picture because he used his phone and the quality of what he got was not good enough. So he went to grok. Now that AI answered all things with technology. So it was very convenient. So I think that explanation is important. However, you recall that when the president was traveling on December 28th, the statement that was issued by Mr. Ononuga simply said he was going to Europe. And that created a lot of confusion that, oh, he will go to Europe and then he will stop over in, I think, Abu Dhabi. That he had been invited by the president of the United Arab Emirates to take part in the Sustainability Week, you know, which, you know, is a regular thing. Okay, but when the statement said Europe, people started speculating. Which Europe? Europe is a country of, is a continent of 27 countries. So now I think they felt the pressure to say, oh, he's in France. And he met with the president of Rwanda just to clarify that area. But I think initially, they should just have been transparent enough to say the president will go to France. But I think the pressure is because you, the commentariat of Nigeria, anytime you hear France, you start complaining that the president should relocate. Why is he always going to France and all of that? But, you know, just saying it as it is would have saved us all this embarrassment of a photo opportunity to explain what should have been made clear before now.
Dr. Abati, should we not be worried as well? And ask questions. If there's a proclivity for a particular country by the president, maybe does he love France? You know, when he said that many Nigerians were asking questions around that, around the fact that when they said, the reason why they said Europe was that his frequency to France came on that question. So, and it's fair enough, because if you like France, maybe it might inspire us to also go to France on holiday as well.
I am very cheap. You're not landing the message.
What I'm saying is that it's a genuine concern by people, and people would ask questions. And like Dr. Abati said, if they were going to release the information anyway, they should release it. It's just that sometimes this culture of silence and culture of opaqueness, which...
No, they were being rapidly cautious.
Cautiously.
to borrow vice praise this one.
And as we talk about world leaders,